Hey man, how's everything going?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
You all ready?
You betcha. What do you see on the screen right now?
SmartLab robot, little window on the left.
You see me move?
SmartLab robot. Yep. See you moving your mouse. Yep.
Okay. All right. I think we're good. Good to go. Distributor program presentation. Perfect. Okay, we should be good to go. Different kinds of subscriptions.
I go to the bathroom right now.
Okay.
Go to the bathroom. Hey, is that my rug? Oh.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for jumping on early. We are excited to show you what we're going to show you tonight. And we got about 9 minutes, so thanks for being early. I expect it to be a packed out Zoom since it's my first one. Thanks again for jumping on, especially early. We'll be checking in just before we start. Now's the time to invite everybody at the last minute and have them jump on. Hey, Mark, I see you on there. Can you unmute yourselves and tell me if you see the light bulb for the first little short video I'm going to show?
No, the only thing. Oh, hold on. Let me back up. Yeah, I see the. Yep. See
Okay,
the light bulb.
perfect. We're
Yeah.
good.
You're all
Thanks,
set.
buddy.
All right.
I'll mute everybody back out. Hey, everybody. Thanks for jumping on early. Got about 4 or 5 more minutes. Appreciate you jumping on early. We'll start right on time and I will be recording this, so buckle up. Excited about this one for sure. Hey, Dane, thanks for joining. I made you co-host, so there'll be people wanting to, they'll be late, but you're gonna have to admit them from the waiting room if you could.
Okay, no
Appreciate
problem
that.
at all. Let's
Right.
rock.
Ready? Appreciate that.
I
Thanks.
gotcha.
Okay. Honey Badger's here. All right. Hey, Todd, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good.
Good. You made it back to Utah, I see.
Yep, I made it back.
All right.
Got
We,
my US soccer, got my US soccer jersey on
I
tonight.
see that. That's cool. Very nice. So we got another minute or so. I'm going to try to start right on time. We respect everybody's time. This will not take very long. I've got a 2-minute video you can watch over and over and over. It explains how they make money. And we're gonna just kind of cut to the chase and give you the basics of this, and you'll catch it. All you're pretty smart that we invited on this first one, so I'm sure you'll get it.
And any boxing fans that are out there, we got James Bone Crusher Smith is about to jump on right now. He was the heavyweight champion of the world for I don't know how long, a couple of years. He was the only man to go 12 rounds with Mike Tyson. He's jumping on. He's excited, and we are all excited about what we got going on. So,
Awesome.
let's push this and go.
You got it. Let's give it 1 more minute and we'll kick it off. Make sure I'm recording this. All right, Dan, I'm gonna turn it over to you in terms of letting more people in the waiting room. I'll just probably in the future take that off, but we want to invite just a few people on this first one. I literally just there's another one. If you could admit them, I'm gonna
Yep,
go ahead.
I got it. I got
Okay.
it.
I'm gonna get that out of my view and not have to worry about it. So I literally got back 6 minutes ago. I was at Lake Tahoe up to at Caesar's Tahoe, and I was talking to a good friend of mine that owns a sports book up there. And I explained to him pretty quickly, what the heck is going on here, and he was flabbergasted. Turn my video back on there. He couldn't believe what I was explaining to him now. The second thing he said, don't be telling a bunch of people in the sports book about this because I want to.
Your sound went away, Gary.
How about now? All good?
Better.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me know, Ray. So, did you guys hear the part about I just got back from Reno? I'll start over. I went to Reno a little bit earlier today and then I had to go to Tahoe and I got back about 6 or 7 minutes ago. And I was up there talking to a friend of mine that owns the Caesars Sportsbook in Reno, and his buddy owns the one in Las Vegas. And we just got to talking about, old times when I used to own part of a sports book when I got out of the military and all those things. And I explained what we're going to explain to you here in very, very short term about what this program is and the technology behind it. And he was flabbergasted. He said two things. He said, well, one, I'm in. Two, don't be telling everybody here in the sports book because they'll figure a way to beat us by betting both sides every time, and we'll cover that in a second. But let me go into there's a little bit of a video that I want to show everybody here. If you hopefully you can see it. There's a new 2-minute video that the company just kind of had out, and let me try to play it. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
More than just providing. At SmartLab, we pride ourselves on more than just providing cutting-edge tools like SmartSP. We offer a diverse array of subscription products tailored to meet the unique investment preferences of individuals.
That's not the one I want you to see. It's this one. Hold on.
Hello and welcome to this video, where we will show you how our bot can make you money by betting on sports events at different bookmakers. The idea is to find bookmakers that offer different odds for the same event, so that you can bet on all possible outcomes and guarantee a profit no matter what happens. This is called sports market spread trading, and it is a risk-free way of earning money from sports betting. Let's see how it works in action. First, we will show you the bot interface, where you can see the first tab is the two bookmakers that we will be using to demonstrate the bot today. These are Bookmaker A and Bookmaker B, two of the most popular and reliable online sports betting platforms in the world. Our bot scans across hundreds of matches in milliseconds to identify market spread opportunities within both bookmakers. Next, we will navigate to the second tab, where the bot will display the ongoing scanning of all events to identify potential betting opportunities. The bot will continually update the odds for various sports events from various bookmakers and compare them to discover the most favorable offers. The bot uses advanced algorithms and systems to handle factors such as odds fluctuations, bookmaker outages, bet cancellation or limitation, latency issues, regulatory hurdles, and competition from other traders. The bot also has a strategy for choosing which opportunities to pursue based on factors such as the size of the odds difference, the liquidity of the markets, the fees involved, and the risk of odds changes during the execution. Now, we will move to the third tab, where after scanning, all successful bets will appear in the success list. You can see that the bot has already placed several bets on different sports events and locked in a profit for each one. For example, you can see that the bot has bet on a soccer match between Darmstadt 98 and Werder Bremen, where it has bet $4,000 on under 5 at Bookmaker A, $3,360 over 5 at Bookmaker B. The bot has calculated that it can make a profit of $240 if the result is under 5, and a profit of $200 if the result is over 5. No loss will be incurred. Finally, we will access these two individual bookmaker accounts to confirm that the bets automatically placed by our bots are indeed recorded and confirmed by the respective bookmakers. As you can see, our bot can make you money by betting on sports events at different bookmakers. All you need to do is set up your accounts, deposit some funds, and let the bot do its magic. You can sit back and relax while watching your profits grow. If you would like to observe our SmartSP bot in action during live trading, kindly visit our primary office in Asia, located in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Get in touch with our marketing consultant now. Thank you for watching this video. Sign up with SmartLab today.
Okay, let me get back to this. And we'll start here. So Um, again, about 2 weeks ago, I was called about this, and because the person knew that I had a 40-year history of sports betting personally, and that I used to own part of a sports book a long time ago. That was the best investment I ever made, because probably most of you know the house never loses. And so this instantly came very quick to me about what they're doing and how they're making money. Let me just throw this out there. In the environment that we're in right now, with all the constant, rug pulls, and whenever Bitcoin tends to run up like it's been doing lately, there'll be hundreds of companies pop up trying to scam people, make a quick buck, and end up doing what they do. So what people are more concerned with now that I've found is the return of their money more so than the return on their money. So when you see what you can make here passively and what you see what you can make as a builder, I think you're going to be excited to see both. Now, this is not a 2.5 to 3.5% a day. Give somebody your money. You hope they are actually trading. I actually went to Las Vegas, saw the people do this live in person. I actually went literally behind the curtain and talked to Jack, the programmer, who was doing this, and had a whole bunch of questions that I didn't want to really cover or ask in the main room, because frankly, it'd be over a lot of people's heads. But because I know so much about how this works, I had some real serious questions, and he answered every one of them. So I get what they're doing. So back to the people more concerned now with the return of their money than the return on their money. Let's face it, a lot of people that are out there right now have been rug pulled, they've been scammed, they've been lied to, and they're in a bad spot. So what we're doing with our team and the people that I surround myself with, we're really, really diligent now about actually seeing it first. In other words, people can tell you they're trading, be it crypto, forex, whatever, and they can come up with something on the screen that looks like a trading account. But unless you're actually there live, seeing the software work in person, 2 feet away from you, it's really hard to believe anybody anymore. So when this came to me, I liked the concept. So actually, they flew me to Las Vegas. I watched it took us 8 hours to do everything. I actually watched the software work right in front of my eyes. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, it actually works and they're actually making money. So that's kind of where we're starting with anymore. If the product first doesn't work, it doesn't matter what the comp plan is or anything else. You probably would agree with that, right? So as I go through this quickly, it's not real hard to understand. The comp plan's rather detailed, but I got my buddy Todd is going to help us a little bit with that part. But let me just suffice to say this. We have found something that actually works. They're really making money. It is sustainable, and I've seen it in person along with about 100 other people between two different events. We just got back this past weekend from Irvine, California, where we were able to talk to the owners of the company. They went to California and did another one of these things for us, and we were trying to get them. I think they're going to do one more in New York. Maybe Todd, you can comment on that. But then they're off to the huge event in London, where everything's kind of officially going to start. The company is not new. It's been around for a couple of years, but they were only doing this with their friends and family type thing. So SmartLab is the name of the company. A little bit about us. They're an AI-driven software that actually can do this in many markets, but because of their sports betting connection with some of the owners, they have a niche in this field. And I'll touch on a couple things about the world sportsbook situation versus the United States situation, because in Europe, and this was something I learned in Asia, especially when you do a lot of volume with a sports book here in like in Vegas or over here in Tahoe by where I live or in Reno, and you do a lot of gambling, be it blackjack, baccarat, craps, sportsbook, whatever, they tend to give you perks. Perks meaning like points on a card where you can use them to redeem them for dinners, hotel upgrades, and things like that. Little did I know, in Asia, they give you money. So the more volume we bring as a company worldwide to the big sports books, the better it is for everybody. And I'm sure Todd will touch on the quarterly bonus and how it's going up. So what they've done is they've been able to figure out something here that's never been done before. Will it be done again or copied? and maybe in a couple of years, but by then it won't really matter because we'll all have made so much money, it probably won't really matter when you see the rest of this. The company's domiciled and incorporated in Seychelles, which is a crypto-friendly country. I'm not going to cover a lot of this. This I'm going to cover a little bit because right here you can see Bet365. Also this one right here, where is it? William Hill. William Hill and Bet365 are two of the biggest books in the United States. Right down the street from me where I live, there's a William Hill casino and a sports book. They're all over Nevada. They're all over about, what is it? About 43 states now. So these are sports books that I was familiar with to begin with. The owner, Alex Wu, you can actually get to see him and meet him in person if you go to London with us. We'll talk about London in a minute as we close this up. But what they found here, folks, is something that's sustainable and can make a lot of money. Now, I know you've heard that before, but when you see it yourself, it's a whole different story, okay? Because I was like, I said, they're either going to like me or they're going to hate me because I got some pretty tough questions. I'm tired. I felt you almost have to wear a helmet now from the rug pulls, right? So when you pull the rug out from under, you don't hit your head on the back of the cement. You almost have to. I know that's funny, and it's not funny at the same time. But the point I'm trying to make is we are going to make sure going forward, like we did with SmartLab, that they're actually doing what they said they were doing, and it's proven and it's documented. And get this, this is guaranteed to win every single time. What we don't know is how much. So I'm going to tell you one quick story as we get closer here to the part about how you get involved in all that. Is I've been betting sports, like I said, for 40 years. And I used to own part of the sports book. I know the game inside and out. I know exactly how it works. I know how the odds are set. I know all of that stuff. It's kind of my thing. It's more of a hobby to me, but I have been doing it for a long, long time. So years ago, I think it was a Super Bowl, but I instantly, we were a bunch of buddies and me, we all get together sometimes and on the NFL games in the summer. And I placed a bet on a team. And the odds had initially came out. So the difference here was what you're not betting on sports, you're not gambling. You're going to be doing arbitrage trading with an AI bot that figures the difference in the odds between games right up until the kickoff. When I say kickoff, I mean, football, soccer, NFL, whatever, until the game starts. So hopefully the story will make it crystal clear for you what they're doing. I placed a bet, pretty good sized bet. I'll just tell you, it was $5 grand at the time. This was about 6 years ago. And I took the odds, which were minus 110, which is pretty typical. That means you have to bet $110 to win $100, $1,100 to win $1,000, $110,000 to win 100,000, and so forth. And I placed the bet and I was happy. Well, I wasn't happy 3 weeks later because some things had changed with the two teams. And when I went back with my buddies to watch the game, 3 weeks later, I looked up the sports book with all the different odds and stuff, and the odds had changed. So I was not feeling very good about my original bet of 5,000. So what I did is I bet the other side. But what I didn't notice till I sat down is the odds weren't minus 110 anymore. So all I wanted to do was lose a little bit, but not lose a lot. So I felt really bad about my first bet. You can't take it back. You can't change your mind. If you bet, you're done. So I bet the other side just to kind of cover myself so I wouldn't lose very much. But when I sat down, and I never forget it, I was looking at my ticket and I said, no, wait a minute. The odds here are minus 103. Now, what that means is there was a 0.7 difference in the odds between the two games on each side. Now, I don't want to confuse you. I just did some math real quick and I said, no, wait a minute. If I'm doing my math correctly here, I'm going to win between 260 and $300 regardless of who wins this game, because I had bet 10,000 and some change total. That's what they're doing here. So anyway, the game went on, the game ended. The first game I bet on lost. And a good thing I bet the other side, but I made almost, it was like $297. And I got to thinking, I said, man, if I could do this every time and figure out the difference in the odds, especially as they change, I could win every bet. I wouldn't win a lot unless I had a lot to bet. So that's what these guys are doing. They have an AI software program that ends up scouring all the games. They're all soccer right now because soccer is the biggest sport in the world. There's hundreds of millions of dollars a game that's bet worldwide. It's $1 trillion a day industry. Some of you may know this, some of you might go, I had no idea it was that big. So what they're doing is the software. Now, we actually saw this in person twice. Okay, we were sitting there. It was about 30 minutes before the game. They had it up on one screen and they had the bot on the other screen doing its calculations. And all of a sudden, there's some stuff started to happen. And all of a sudden, they locked in a bet. And it doesn't matter what the bet was. It just, the software figured out a bet because there was a difference in the odds between each side, between two different sports books. Okay, so a little time went on and another another bet popped up and another. So at the end of, before kickoff, they had about 6 or 7 or 8 bets. Now, what was interesting is in all sports books, you get a ticket number. And when they pay, when you lose, or we don't care when you lose, but when you win, you could check the ticket number and actually see if the sports book actually paid you out. So at the end of the game, we won about half the bets and we lost half the bets, but we won every time because the spread was different between the sports books. So we bet, I can't remember exactly, but it was about 2.4 million right in front of us. And they made about, I don't know, it was like 170 grand. So at the end of the day, it was 5.85% that they've made, counting the winners, counting the losers. So folks, nobody's doing this. There have been a couple other sports deals that came out recently. They're not doing anything close to this odds spread deal. They're doing something completely different. And I've heard now that they're even gone. They're not even around anymore. Why? Because there's another rug pull, another scam. So what, again, I go back to the part about we're going to make damn sure that the product's real and it's making money first. And Todd's going to come on in a minute. Poor Todd, he had to go to Vietnam twice. He's a little slow. No, just kidding. But he had to go twice because he has a huge reputation. He has a huge market. He'll talk about that, but he had to make really, really sure that the product was real and really performing like they said it was. And boy, is it. So let me just cut to the chase here with a couple things, and I'll bring on a couple people that have seen this. Now, I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but I'm doing that on purpose because I want to get to the point about how you get started. And then I'll call on a couple people that were with me. So the way that this works is you don't invest in each game. You don't invest in any game. You don't invest with the company. You don't gamble. It's fun to watch a game. I'll give you another example. In Vegas, I understood this immediately. And about, I'd say 20% of the room kind of got it. And then after the game started, we're watching the soccer game, right? And all of a sudden somebody scored and people are going, woohoo. And I go, hold on. Give me the microphone. And I said, you guys don't get it because we don't care who wins the game. We just want it to be over so we can collect our spread difference because we win every single time. We don't win every bet, but we make money every single game because the loser was higher than the winner and we made a little bit of money. Now, when I told this to my sportsbook buddy up at Lake Tahoe, he goes, that's freaking brilliant. Those were his exact words. He goes, how does the software figure that fast between various sports books? And I said, well, what if it did? And he goes, I'm in. What's the biggest package? And I said, 342 grand. He goes, how many of those can I buy? I mean, he instantly understood what they're doing. So here's the way you get started. You buy a package. When the package runs out, you buy another package. Now, what that means is constant new revenue coming into the company. So let's say one of the more popular packages is this one right here, $16,200, and it's all done in crypto in and out. Let's just take this one, standard. So over here, there's a thing called the exclusive membership plan, where if you pay 15% more, you get a higher cap. So let's take this, this part's really important that you understand. Let's take this example of a standard plan. It costs $5,400. The point value for the comp plan is $49.50. And the max income that you can make if you buy this package, if you sit around and do nothing, no recruiting, no nothing, is you're going to be paid out $15,000. Now, how long it takes to pay you depends on various factors like how many games they play and how many times they bet. But once this package has paid into your pocket 15 grand, the package is over, you got to buy another package. Okay. But if you spend 15% more, it's like this promo thing they have going. Hopefully they'll keep this permanent. If you pay another 15%, instead of it capping out at 15,000, they give you another 5,000 bucks. So now you wouldn't have to rebuy a package until you made from the $5,400 package 20 grand. Okay. Now, why in the world would we even show this part, right? Because we want to show you this is the company presentation. I just want to be compliant. By the way, I didn't do a disclaimer. Sorry. I get so excited about this because I really know they're really betting and I really know they're really making money. But you know, we can't guarantee how much you're going to make. We're not financial planners. Don't put in more than you can lose, afford to lose, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? I'll get a better slide. I literally got back 6 minutes before I started this because I'm so jacked up, folks. I'm driving everywhere talking to people at sports books. So now that I covered that in a kind of a quick way, let's take this plan. This is the most popular one right now because this one in the comp plan lets you override 18 levels in the unilevel. So let's just look at this 16.2, 45 cap. What's that, like 3.5 to 1 or something? So what are you really making? Well, when they pay you out and you put it in your pocket, 45 grand, this package is gone. You got to buy a new one. But look at this one. It's 15,000 more before you got to rebuy if you do this 360. So I know we'll have questions. We'll hold those to the end. But at this moment, I want to bring on a couple people that were actually in the room with me live, seeing it for themselves, not really believing it until I kind of explained a couple things. But let's take Las Vegas first, and let's let my buddy Mark jump on. Mark Daly, are you on, buddy? Just go ahead and unmute yourself. There you are.
Hey,
Hey.
everybody.
Thanks for jumping on. Tell us what you think about what you saw when I took you to Vegas.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, man, that was amazing. Actually, we had a really good time. And you know, I couldn't believe it that really I couldn't believe what I was seeing either.
Mhm.
It was you know, by the time the whole game was over, they had, you know, 12 or 15 bets and lost one and won one and wound up showing us everything clear as day on the computer screen saying, you know, here it is, taking the bet, here it is, you know, verified, here everything is all straight. It was remarkable, man.
Now
And
I didn't tell people about the spinning of the wheel. If you go to a live event, they let you spin this wheel and you can win everything from 30 grand in cash. I think it's USDT. You can win a London trip. You actually spun it a few times and you won the London trip.
I did. Yep, that was awesome. You know, and I'm
It's pretty awesome.
you know, I've got a couple other deals that were you know, raised the cap on jigs and yeah, spun the wheel, go to London. How do you like that?
You got lucky on
Very
that.
cool.
So I appreciate you saying.
I'm telling you, man, we had a great time. And
Yeah,
you
because
know, they took good care of us. They were really nice hosts and everybody was real friendly and very informative. I talked to a couple of the guys outside the restaurant and they filled me in on the whole company. It seems like a really good company to work for and to be involved with. You know, there was no rug in sight. Let me just tell you that.
we're inside.
That was
Pretty different than what people are used to out there. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Let me switch up. Oh, Dane, are you there? I want you to, maybe I was muted, sorry, but Dane Kohler was there. I invited him from Florida. I flew all the way to California. He saw it. He didn't even need an airplane to fly back. He's pretty excited. Dane, tell us what you saw, brother.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, you know, as long as we've been in this industry, what, 8, 10 years or so, you hear about Yeah, we're trading. Yeah, we're doing this. You see things on the screen. You see people in rooms that look like computers that are trading and things like that. And hold on. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Okay, got it.
You're
And
good.
so what I saw when I went to California is actual transactions. I was able to see the transactions. I was able to see them trading, or not trading, I'm sorry, they were betting the games on both sides. So what I saw is 20 trades. We won 10 and we lost 10. That's it. They bet on both sides of the equation, both sides of the game, of the teams. But using the AI and the algorithms, the 10 that we won outweighed the 10 that we lost and will always outweigh those that we lost. So when I was there, we won, I think it was 4.3%, and they bet about $1 million. So do the math on that. What's that, like $43,000 on one game? And they do several games a day. They do several games, more than several games. They do games every single week because it's soccer that they bet on. But every single game is a winner. And that just blew my mind when I saw that. And I saw the people behind that, that when you can say on a passive standpoint, you can earn anywhere from 12 to 20, maybe even more, 12 to 20% a month passively. That's real. That blew my mind. So I was so excited from what I saw. And I'm so excited about where we're going to go from here. We're only 5 months old. So we're really looking to take this to the moon. So thank you, Gary, for having me on the call and getting me to California.
You bet. I'm glad you went, and I'm glad you're as excited, because I know what happens when you get excited, but the difference in all of this between things we've seen in the past is it's actually real, folks. They're actually doing it. We aren't just saying that. We actually saw it. So somebody else that saw it is our upline, a good friend of mine, and becoming a better friend by the hour, it seems like, and that's AKA Honey Badger, but Todd Humphreys. Todd, can you unmute and tell us your little perspective on what's happening?
Hey, can you hear me, Gary?
Hear you perfect, buddy.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for having me on, and thanks for coming out to Vegas, and then thanks for bringing Dane out to California. It's pretty nice to meet your guys. Yeah, it took me 2 trips. I went to Vietnam twice. The first time I went out, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't really believe it. So I had to go back the second time to kind of do what Gary did, kind of like ask more information and talk to Jack, the guy that was in charge of the bot. And finally, once I got it and I understand the comp plan and how it all works now, I was in. That's when I came back and started sharing it. I'm like, we cannot fly everybody to Vietnam. We got to do an event in Las Vegas, somewhere where we can get people here fast, because they need to see what you have, because it's totally different. Most of the opportunities we see out there, it's all about hype or greed about money. And I've been in, many opportunities. I have my own crypto show on Tuesdays and Thursdays for thousands of people. I've been in the crypto space. I'm a sports trader, but I am not even close to what Gary is. So I was looking at it as more as diversification. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to just promote anything anymore. We got to find out if it has real product. Anybody can make a back office look good, sexy. You can change the PDFs. And then you really ask them what's going on. They say, that's our secret sauce. We really can't show you. So at the end of the day, I need to know if it's real. So I went twice there, and it is real. Just like everybody is saying here, it is a real product. We've seen it live. The numbers that they did both times, the first time they did Las Vegas, it was 2.5 million is what they traded. We won 5.85%. They won $150,000 in about 2 hours. When we went to LA, they did 2.6 million in total trades. It was 4.3%, and they won $111,000. That's pretty impressive in just 2 live events. Soccer is played 24/7. Can you imagine what they're doing? You know, the return that they're getting is amazing. And they've talked to Gary and I, they're going to maybe bring NBA and other sports. But right now we need a sport that's played around the world so it can actually, you know, pay everybody. But it was very exciting. And I'm glad Gary was there because he's the expert. He kind of validated exactly what I was seeing. So thanks, Gary, for coming out and checking it out.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about, Todd, I'll go back to the packages here and touch on the the packages and what you think regarding the quarterly bonus, because I know it's guaranteed at 9, but it's actually been more, right?
Yeah, go back to the first slide that had the 2 different packs and why you need to do that. And I'm going to give you another reason why you want to do the right-hand side. Not only do you get a higher max cap payout, go to the other, there you go. Go to the reason why you want to do the exclusive subscription plan, which is to the right, you're going to get a higher max cap payout. So you can see the one side on a premium, you get 45,000, you get 60,000. If you don't do the exclusive side, you do not get to participate in the quarterly bonuses. So if you don't want the quarterly bonuses, then I would recommend going to the left-hand side. But there's more money made in the quarterly bonuses than basically what we make in the exclusive plan. So that's one reason. So you can see the packs, really the magic number for me is we've been promoting a lot of the 6,200 or the $18,000 pack that you can see there. You get 20,000 market cap and 60,000 right there. Those are kind of the magic number packs, and you get 18 levels of the uni level on the 18,630, and you get to qualify for the quarterly bonus. I've been in now long enough to receive 2 quarterly bonuses too. The first one was 13%. The second one was 15%. And the one that we're supposed to get here in April is predicted to be 21%. They're going to guarantee us 9. The more volume that comes into the company, the more they can trade, the more kickbacks they get, the higher they get. They're even saying behind the scenes that we could see maybe a 25% quarterly bonus in July. That will be pretty amazing. Is the company doing well? They're doing extremely well. They wouldn't be raising the caps up. I mean, not the quarterly bonuses if they weren't doing well. So it's exciting to see that. But yeah, anybody can come in with a smaller pack. You still qualify for the quarterly bonus. But the magic number, what we're seeing is that 6,210 or the 18,630 packs. So that's kind of really the comp plan. It's a uni level. They have rank advancements. They have like check matches on there. But you know, we could go over the comp plan on another day unless somebody had some questions. But that's about all you really need to know.
Right. I'm going to cover the comp plan on a separate presentation because literally it would take another hour, and I want to give everybody just the basics of tonight. So thanks for that, Todd. I know that isn't there something happening in London? Tell us about that, buddy.
Yeah, well, you guys keep talking about this magic wheel you guys were spinning. So I think we need to talk about that for some people that are on the show. So I know, Gary, you spun the wheel a few times. Dane spun it. And your other guy on there, he spun and won a London trip. But the next big event is going to be in London. It's going to be from the 6th to the 11th. We're going to fly over. They're going to take care of us. We're going to be staying at a 5-star resort. We are going to go see live soccer games. And I don't know how they're going to do it, whether we're going to be passing around this iPad with the bot on it, seeing how the live trades are going to be going during the event. But we're going to be doing it live at a real live game. So like Gary said, we're going to be not cheering for somebody that's going to win. We just cheer that we want the game over because we want to see the returns at the end of the game. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to go out there. The owners are going to be there. The master distributor is going to be there. He's going to be bringing his partner there as an amazing guy that's he's in the sports area as well. I think he's made over $1 billion in Baccarat. He's the prince of Malaysia. He's going to be there. it's going to be a good time. So I would recommend, if you can get there, get to London, because it's going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, for sure. So let's take a couple quick questions. I think I can probably answer them between me and you, Todd, but does anybody have any specific questions you want to ask now? And or you can always ask more questions later. You know, we've got everything set up. We've got the Telegram room going. The company has a Telegram room. We're literally 5 months in to the company, but we're actually what I'd say 3 weeks, maybe 4 into the United States, because the first event was 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas. And
Yeah.
frankly, you know, I tend to trust people, but anymore, I've got to see it myself because I don't believe anybody. No, no offense, Todd didn't tell me about it originally, somebody else did, but I just, like you, Todd, we can't keep, you know, promoting things anymore that we're not 100% sure of, and that is a testament to you going all the way to Vietnam twice. Are you just slow, or what happened? How come you had to go twice? I'm just kidding. You know, you had to be really sure.
To be honest, is like, you guys can only get so excited about my paycheck, and what I'm telling you is legit. Like, go see it for yourself. And
Right.
at the end of the day, let's have an army of people that have seen the live bot, that there's really a live product, instead of all saying, Gary, we got to get Gary on the call. He's going to tell us really how good it is. Gary can explain how it works. But man, the energy in the room, you can't explain the energy that's in that room. Like, wow, it's real. So that's the difference. And speaking of packs, you can see the packs in there, that 18,630 pack. That pack will get you to an event like in Korea, Vietnam, anywhere in the world that they're doing another live event. They'll fly you in, because I don't know if we're going to be doing many more live events in America. So if you don't go to London, if you buy that pack, they'll fly you out there. They're going to do 2 or 3 a month, wherever the next one is. You can go there and see it live yourself. And if you don't like it, they're going to give you your money back. They're going to give you a guarantee that if you think the bot's a scam or something's wrong, they're going to give you money back. There's been guys like Gary that own casinos and bookmaker sites. They're saying the same thing. This is amazing. So we recommend people go out and see it themselves, but you do get that on the 18,000 pack. Gary and Dane, they spun the wheel, and they have, we call them these little vouchers, and they're only good till Friday, or actually the 24th. So you guys can look down there at the $18,000 pack. It says 60,000 market cap. You guys can see that down there. And what that's going to allow you, these little certificates, they're going to add about $20,000 to that cap. So instead of making 60,000, you're going to make about 100,000. Is that a pretty good deal by just taking one of these? I know if Gary runs out, I just have a few left. So we have that on the 18th, and then we have a couple 55s left. I mean, because the $55,000 pack will get you 1 trip to London. So you get to go with us to London. That's included in the pack. And that's the only way you can go to London, unless you bring in some people at the $18,000 pack. But not only do you buy the $55,000 pack, you got a $240,000 max income. We can add another 200,000 to it. We have 2 of these. I don't know if Gary has any of the 55s, but I have 2.
I do.
And if anybody wants them, it will actually raise your cap up to about 440,000 market cap. So I know these are only for the promotions going to London. After that, we'll never probably ever see these caps ever adjusted again. They're just for us leaders that are coming in now that are, going to lead the charge on this. But it's pretty amazing to have this promotion for you guys. It will end on the 24th. So I'll turn it back over to you, Gary.
Thanks, buddy. David, got a question. You got your hand up, buddy? Go ahead, Dave.
Yes,
You're
please.
muted.
Good. Can you hear me?
I can. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So the algorithm, this is it lays over, is it all different sports books or online, international, etc.? Like I just happen to have about 4 of them pulled up now with my MGM looking at different things. But and what does this 2 questions. Does it lay over, and does it do live bet in game too?
Okay, let me answer those. If Todd, I can answer those.
Yeah, you're more qualified than I am.
Yeah, yes to both. Now, that's a great question. What they're trying to do, Dave, is they're trying to get games that have lots of volume. In other words, lots of people betting. So
Yeah, they're
right now,
middling. They just built the algorithm to middle, so they've done and playing the float. I get it. Hey, I've been gambling too for 40 years.
we're right there together. Let's go watch a game together.
Yeah, let's do it.
The difference is we won't care who wins. We're going to win anything. We're going to make money. So,
Right.
yeah, I actually did that. A couple of the Asian sports books in Vegas, they were showing this bot working, and I actually pulled up the sports book on my phone.
Where did you go? Do you mind me asking what books who were you talking?
Victor, let's see here. Let me look. William Hill was the one that I had checked.
Yeah.
I can send you all that information in our Telegram room if you want. But I actually watched the actual points, the odds changing right before my eyes, and the algorithm picked it up long before I could have caught it. Pretty
So
amazing.
where does it pick up so where does it pick up the traffic? Because you got like the high frequency, you got the different feeds. I'm curious. I mean, that's why I'm asking where it is, because you got to have one source of truth to be able to pick that up and truly be able to show the spread.
Well, it's scanning different sports books that have different odds on the same game.
No, and I get it. That's why I was asking: is it which books are you playing with, and what is the criteria? Because I'm sure you have multiple accounts as well with the spread as well.
Yeah, they do have multiple accounts with about 6 of the major books. Let me pull up the ones that they're using here. It's these right here.
Yeah, there's that slide that shows all the.
Yeah, that's all the internationals, except for William. Well, okay, I know this.
Bet 365. I actually have a couple books that I use because they take Bitcoin in and out as well. But William Hill is one of the larger ones in the United States.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with them.
Good. Well, you should really.
Betfair is massive in the European market.
Which one?
Yeah, these are all. Yep, got it.
Betfair.
Betfair, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
And, I wasn't really interested in soccer personally. I have a nephew that's an NFL head coach. I'm way into.
Why are they only doing soccer? I'm just curious. Well, I mean, I understand 24/7. I know the spreads, I know the volume. I'm sitting there looking at the numbers now and the spreads. Maybe that's where it is, and that's why I was asking when you get down and change the flux. Like I've been watching these tournaments. I mean, you go from the original number. I've built. The reason why I'm asking, I've built a couple things myself that I'll sit there, and if it ever goes over 8 to 7 from my own line, when it pulls back into it, but I've never seen a lifetime algorithm AI. That's what I'm looking into it.
That's what.
So we did it with poker. So anyway,
exactly what it is.
And hey, if this is what it is, I'll get us some VSIN and call my old friends there. And I backed Chris Moneymaker in the 2003 World Series, so I still got some credibility there, and we still got some equity in a lot of stuff. But
you've got credibility in the arena, like me, so it's an amazing.
Well, and then you'll see hard aces there. I was in the Breeders' Cup Classic against American Pharaoh. He kicked all our ass, but that was my baby we bred and raised. But so I've been game since I was born. So,
but they did tell us they were going to go to cricket. They did say they were going to start doing some North American sports as well. But ours are seasonal here in the U.S. So that's kind of what their plans are. I think when we go to London, they're going to kind of give us probably the next sports that come out. They even were showing us a tennis racket. So I made maybe something with tennis is coming up.
Tennis, you know what? Hey, you're old degenerates when everything else, when they turn it back on more, that's what they're looking at all night. Like the people, like when they go to Australia, when I'm not playing LaSalle after a weekend chasing, you sit there and switch over. So guys, I've been Dane, I appreciate you. I love you. I want to see more and hit me up, buddy. I want to talk. I want to know more about this.
Great. Perfect. Anybody else have a question?
Thank y'all very much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Dave, thanks for jumping on. We must have done good. Not a lot of questions, or people are totally confused about how they make the money. Do this. Most people in the meeting, when they were seeing it live, were confused about what they were seeing because they don't have a sports betting type of a background. Just suffice to say, when you do understand it more and you see what they're doing, you're going to be even more and more amazed and legitimately excited about the way they're making the money to be able to pay out a consistent passive amount to you, and also pay this really, really rich comp plan. Maybe just to close it up, Todd, maybe you can mention, I can't remember his name right now, but the gentleman that made 300 million in the other program that was the same comp plan as this, Sebastian.
Yeah, Sebastian, he's kind of the 001 guy. The guy that brought me in is good friends with him, but the previous company that he was part of had a real product. That product was how to make $1 million in Baccarat, but you had to go to an event and learn how to make $1 million in Baccarat. And the guy that was in charge of that, he is like the Prince of Malaysia. He did like $1 billion in that company, but he always was teaching and at the Baccarat table. I've never done it. I don't even know what it is, but I guess I'm going to have to learn because we're going to be watching him do his magic in London. But
Right.
Sebastian, the guy we're talking about, between him and his sister, and I think their brother, they were the top distributors in that company, and they made over $300 million. I don't know many people have made 300 million in the industry. It's all documented. They have videos they can show you. I think they had 10, 15 people that made over 100 million and thousands of millionaires from this exact same comp plan. They tweaked it a little bit, but man, I'll be happy with just a quarter of that. But 300 million, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to be around him. He's very, very smart at sports trading. He has relationships with all the bookies as well because he's a professional. Like Gary said, when we were at the World Cup over in Dubai, he was betting over $500,000 per game, and it was like he'd win. It wasn't even nothing to him. It was like, it's just what he does for a living. So he vetted it out before we ever got there, and he did the exact same thing to us. I'm not going to tell you about it. You just fly over here and look at it for yourself, and that's what we did. It took me twice. I guess it took Gary twice because he went to Vegas and he went to California, and now we got so.
Well, we were trying to do a third one. I had about 8 monsters lined up for Fort Lauderdale, but we know what happened there. So suffice to say, folks, it's real. There's no way they can't pay you the whatever 15% a month. People go 15% a month, man. I make that a day almost. I make 8.5% an hour at this one deal. Yeah, how's that going for you? Exactly. So the point I'm trying to make, if you talk to a legitimate, not legitimate, but an average real traditional investor, Merrill Lynch stockbroker type guy, or these people that own these sports books, if you talk to them about 1% a day, you mean 1% a year, right? Like at the bank. Well, what if you could make 10 or 12 or 15% a month without recruiting anybody? You mean a year? No, I mean a month. And then prove it to them by having the software work right in front of them. They've got the background. They know how the spreads work. I'm heading to Vegas. I'm going to spend a week down there and talk to every person that's a handicapper that I know and tell them about this.
Yep.
But back to you guys. You can get in for as little as $300 to get started. And if there's not any more questions, get back to the person that invited you. And we're going to be doing these all the time, nonstop Zooms. Thanks everybody for jumping. Go ahead.
Thanks for having me on, Gary.
Thanks,
Thanks
buddy.
for
I
having me on.
appreciate you taking the time.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
everybody. Hope you're a little bit excited as we are. Take care.